Your story is our purpose. Your voice is our focus. From the streets to the corridors of power, we tell Ghana's story with honesty and courage. Channel One TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Hosting former Member of Parliament for the people of Ghana, former First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, former plenty things, but currently he's the chairman of the NPP Presidential Elections Committee. He has two names, one that is written name and one that is pronounced. So the written one is Joseph Osei Owusu, but the pronounced one is Joseph. Right?
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm so well. How are you?
I'm good. You're looking good in retirement.
Retirement is peace of mind. There's a lot of peace, a lot of free space, retirement, rest, and
but also say when you retire, you get old early. Now you have 10,
64. I had that too, but I think a lot depends on what you allow your mind to do. I moved to live at Bekwai.
Oh, you come back to Bekwai?
Yes.
You're not in the Council and Battle of Accra?
No, I'm here only because of this election. The last 1 month of this election is what has brought me back to Accra. At Bekwai, I have so much free space. I walk a lot. And then I go to my farm. In the evenings, there's a big public park. It's a social center. I call it Amanse Nsroma, Star of Amanse. The park there is excellent to relax at. So I take my time to do everything.
Is it park as in like a forest or trees kind of park?
No, it's like a football park. Okay. It's actually created that for outdoor events. The center itself has a big space for indoor events, and then the park is for outdoor events.
So you sit there and relax?
I relax a lot. And strangely, very senior people enjoy coming to sit there to relax. Some are mangini and things. The place is quite removed from the bustle of town, and you can feel anonymous. I enjoy sitting there and enjoying the breeze. And
is Bekwai an urbanized town or rural or urban kind of place? I don't know Bekwai.
Well,
so compared to one town,
who are you? Accra is the national capital, so,
yes, I mean, so
there's no.
It be like an Adenta or a Dansoman or
it's bigger than the two together, but it's better resourced than the two together. Every road in Bekwai town is tarred. So when I'm going on a walk, very asphalted road that I walk around the regional police headquarters, I do 3 rounds every morning. Very, very. Because
afraid that somebody come and beat you up?
I'm surprised why people think so. My own hometown where I grew up? No. Incidentally, one morning as I was walking, the walk passes by the National Road, N6, the one main Cape Coast Road. So a vehicle was passing by and I heard other people, hey, Joe, you're not afraid to walk alone? I said, why should I be afraid to walk in my town? Then they said, oh, we understand it. When you went to Parliament, you did not offend anybody. I can't say that I didn't offend anybody. Not everybody got what they wanted from me. But generally, I feel very much at home at Bekwai. When I drive around town, there's nowhere that will take me more than 5 minutes to get to. And there's no stress with traffic, grounds, no. And I don't need to endure dust anywhere.
And your farm, is it a bit far from the township?
It's about 2.5 kilometers from my house. I'm cultivating ginger. Yes. Started with 10 acres. I couldn't do all of, so I've done about 6. And I'm learning a lot from farming. Should I say yes? Let me say that even before I started cultivating, I got an offer. Everything you harvest, I'll buy it.
Wow.
Right. But, Chalet, is no joke. It's cost me a lot of money.
I can imagine.
And then now the challenges are showing. When you think it's all done, suddenly all the leaves are wilting. And then the experts come, different opinions are offered.
You do irrigation or you rely on the...
I have set up irrigation setup. I created a pond, and then I have the setup. But
You're enjoying retirement.
oh yes, you know when you have something that motivates you to do, you keep active, you keep thinking, trying this and trying that. It's beautiful.
It's possible you would have won the empire without any problem if you run again. So why did you decide not to run again?
For how long can you be in
You've
public?
done before.
Of 4 times 4. 16 years of my life in public service.
Nancy Pelosi was a member of parliament the year I was born. She's still in the house until she became speaker, and I'm not sure, I think she's still in there. In the US.
That's a different culture.
Yeah, but
In our culture, they'll say, "Oh, why you kept too long?" And oh, they give you a big name.
From parliament, don't you agree that we don't have race? Bad men has gone. You have gone.
Well, it is true that institutional memory loses, Parliament loses institutional memory. But I think in our part of the world, we should learn to let go, and you do your part, leave a legacy that you'll be remembered for, and move on. That's what I believe in. Well, I trust in my instincts, and what I believe in is, I started from DVLA.
Yeah.
I spent 6.5 years in DVLA, and I've spent another 16 years here. I think that's enough for the public service. I started life as a private lawyer, and I want to end as a private person.
But can you still do legal matters?
I've trained 3. My daughter, my son, and my niece.
Okay.
Or they have all become lawyers. Would I be going there to compete with
I
them?
don't want any chambers.
Not at all. I'm not interested
If
at
I
all.
come and I say, lawyer, I have a matter, I want you to help me.
Oh, I'll offer you an opinion, but if you want me to take a step in any official, I'll refer you to a lawyer. At the choir, there's a lawyer there. All the cases that come to me, I refer to him.
But do you try to micromanage your current MP? Do you try to give him advice, guide him?
Not at all.
You're not involved.
Not at all. I think that people must be allowed to make their own mistakes and learn from them, you know. But once in a while, he calls me, we discuss a few things, and I'm particularly interested in some projects that have stalled. In 2023, the Kwai Police was elevated to a regional headquarters, Ashanti South Regional Headquarters.
Oh, that's where it's based.
That's right, and I strove to get a structure for them. Currently, they are using the divisional headquarters are built as the regional headquarters. So we started a project supported by Common Fund, and apartments for the staff, bungalows for the senior officers, and an office building. It has stalled. That is where we had a discussion recently. I've also had discussions with the current MCE. But I think because we're using the Common Fund to source, they can work with the contractor and pay him quarterly or annually so that he can complete the project for us. As far as I'm concerned, it's a public project, so we should continue and finish it for.
Would you take up a chieftaincy title, a chieftaincy position, maybe? You know that you can't have come to chief.
I've been offered that about 3 years ago. Just last month, when he asked me whether I'm not taking his offer, but truly, from my experience, I grew up at a palace. My father's elder brother was Trafohene of the Kwai. So I observed all the proceedings, and I've served at the main palace for many years.
No wonder when you are walking, you have some chieftaincy all around.
You know, so I think I want to take back seat and use the rest of my life to serve me.
So you don't miss Parliament?
At all, at all.
Do you follow Parliament?
Let me be frank, I've never watched any proceedings ever since I left Parliament. Never.
Why? That's your baby. You should see how things are going.
Well, when your baby grows, you allow him or her to...
Not a single episode of
I saw...
the vetting, the appointment.
Never once did I watch the
I was
vettings.
going to ask you how your replacement is doing.
I've never watched the proceedings. There was only a time that there were some disagreements which led into some altercations. I think somebody lifted that and put it on one of my WhatsApp platforms, and that's the only one I saw. But I've never monitored or followed anything. It's a deliberate policy. I stay out, I keep quiet, I keep away from that.
So if that's what you decided, why have you decided to take up this problem, and I'm using problem advice, and as chairman of the Presidential Election Committee, where we saw a little bit of it yesterday during your
I took it because my party needed somebody strong and firm to be able to manage this process. First, I was offered the position to chair the the conference committee. I resisted a little, but I asked myself, why should you? The party has helped you, elevated you, you've learned a lot from that, so why not you serve your party? And so I took that position. I think that people were satisfied with the way we organized the conference. So when I was called again, I said, very well, let me take this, because we need the kind of discipline that will bring us back and ensure that people's confidence grow in the way we do things. So,
this is pro bono.
Yes, pro bono.
So this is just a sacrifice for your party.
Yes.
So you believe that you have to help the party.
Exactly.
Do you think that the party is at a period where it may disintegrate and there's a need for a strong hand to hold it down?
Disintegrate? I don't think so. But we need a strong hand to keep it on the narrow path to recover from what we've lost, public confidence. Right.
There are critics who say that your national leadership is very weak. I know you work for them. You may not call them out here, but what's your view on that criticism?
Well, if you ask me anything about the party, I will insist that we do that in-house. We insist that we don't discuss our chiefs in public, do we? So the leadership of the party and all matters relating to the management of the party, we have a forum for discussing it, and if I'm there, I'll speak bluntly as I see it. But I think what is important for me is that our people should whip up their enthusiasm for the party and let them be assured that the party is not dead, it will never die. But existing for the sake of it is not a good practice. We need to thread a narrow path which shows that this is our vision. As you walk around here, you see the number of things we have advertised as reflecting our principles and values. We must demonstrate that we are living those principles and values, and it must reflect in all the things we do.
When you went home voluntarily, you didn't want to run again for the party. You observed the election, no doubt. When you saw the election results come on election night, were you shocked?
To some extent, yes.
Which one shocked you, the parliament or the presidential?
Overall, I was looking at the turnout, and I started experiencing some doubts when I went out to monitor. I had just come out of a major surgery, and so I was not very active in the last 3-4 months to the election. But on the election day, my driver and I drove around a little. I went to about 12 to 15 polling stations in my constituency, and I observed that now the turnout appears to be too low. From my experience, I've been involved in elections since '92. I was a polling station chairman, what today we call electoral area coordinator, before becoming constituency chairman, before becoming an MP. So I've been involved in the election observation and management for all the period. What I saw was totally different. The turnout as at 12 o'clock was way too low. And everywhere I went, the crowds that I used to see, they were absent. And I felt a little nervous. So I called the party executives at those locations, other people, go into their houses and call them. We used to do that. We do high taxes for people who were disabled, carry them into the taxi, bring them when they finish voting, we send them back. You know, so I'm not seeing that in this. So, Chief, people are not coming out. I don't know why. So, well, very, very strong. That's a place where we get up to 90% all the time. The least we do is about 85%. You know, so very, very, very. In fact, the Blue Party, this NPP, was launched for the first time at Bekwai. A very root of when they did everything. Bekwai was where they launched. The location where they launched it now has a Pentecost church standing there. Yes. You know.
So did you sense then and there that you were going to lose? Or let me say this, before you even went into the election, were you doubtful that NPP was going to win the election?
No, somehow, maybe, no, I was confident, to be frank. I was confident. Maybe.
All the 8 years, the fact that you had the economy to fight with, all of these things.
What I had not looked at strictly was the effect of the, is it DDP?
DDEP, yes.
DDEP on the middle class. I've seen we underestimated it. I particularly underestimated it. I've seen the picketing. I saw the people involved, and I think yes, I should have realized that we were losing the middle class, you know. And so, finally, when I started hearing the results, there's somebody who was close to me mentioned that somebody had lost in Accra. Couldn't believe it. I mean, she's NDC. I was surprised to hear that. So I called her. She didn't answer, but the flame on, she called back. I learned you lost your seat. Said, no, just because I didn't. But some mischievous people are doing that. Oh, I'm glad that. Then I saw something about one of my leaders. So I tried to reach him. He has won, but they are playing all kinds of tricks. Then MP for Wasi East calls me. This bigger. I've won the elections. You saw all kinds of violence. My policeman has run away. He's abandoned me. I said, can you get hold of the pink sheets, protect your pink sheets and play it safe? Said, okay, I'll do that. So he managed to get away from the violence, but the pink sheets were safe. That is what saved his seat, you know. But generally, when yes, and all of that were as a result of low turnout. If you look at the figures critically, you see that in my constituency, we came down to about 65%.
From 85?
Yes. The lowest before then was 85.
So it wasn't MPP's defeat, but it wasn't NDC's victory, but MPP's defeat.
Most likely. But as far as I'm concerned, doesn't matter. You've lost. So what did we do to make the people who ordinarily feel confident coming out to vote for us not come? Those are the factors that, in my view, we should be focusing on.
You have to rise up and build. I remember
that's right.
Rise and build.
That's right.
Do you think your party is rising properly and building? Because there's a view that even your primary speech you are sharing in the election is being hastily done and as wounds have not been healed enough, people have not been allowed to vent enough, and that allows some venting to happen, that you are suffocating people.
Really? In the party? No. The people who we fear did not come out, who we thought or probably didn't pay much attention to their pain, are not necessarily voters, the in-house voters. The in-house voters are the everyday people in the rural communities. They are not peeved. Of course, in a few places, they are justifiably angry. Justifiably angry because infrastructure they expected us to do that we didn't. Yeah, so they are justifiably angry, but they did not even vent their spleen on us. They still went and voted and we won. But we should be careful not to take them for granted anymore. Oh, this place they'll vote for us, so no. we should focus on those who truly vote for us.
So the biggest lesson for you from election 2024 will be what?
Don't take your stronghold for granted. The people who every day stand by you, they are your pillar. Don't take them for granted. And that's what we have done. That's what we did. To be frank, that policy was economically sound for the country, but politically dangerous for us. If we're being evaluated on our party going forward versus our nation going forward, I'm sure that any economist will look critically and say, this thing was dangerous for you as a party, but good for the country. So you sacrifice.
The party led the country to that. So
Well, oh, is that true? I think that would not be fair.
if you didn't drive us aground, there will be no need for you to use
Did we drive us aground? The thing that happened that made us hit the ground, don't overlook them. There are things that we don't have control over.
Okay.
That's,
Let's take a break and return. This is Face to Face on Channel 1 Television. I'm Umar Sandaba. My guest is General Osei Owusu. He's chairman of the NPP Presidential Election Committee. We're going to talk about that now when we come back, how that process is.
They are the backbone of Africa, SMEs, women, youth, creating over 80% of jobs and shaping our future. But borders still hold them back. If Africa's single market is to work for her 1.5 billion people, it must work for SMEs, women, and the youth. This February, Africa meets in Accra for the Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2026, the biggest gathering of Africa's SMEs, women, and young entrepreneurs. Targeted business breakfast and a powerful women's dialogue. SME and youth dialogues focused on finance, logistics, digital innovation, and scaling across borders. Presidents, policymakers, and business leaders unite with the people to launch Make Africa Borderless Now, a people-driven movement calling for free movement for trade, celebrating Africa's champions at the Africa Prosperity Champions Awards and Presidential Gala. Under the patronage of President John Dramani Mahama, APD 2026 is where ambition meets action. Join us from the 4th to the 6th of February 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center, Ghana. Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2026. Innovate, collaborate, trade.
You're welcome. I've been Face to Face on Channel 1 Television. My guest is the chairman of the NPP Presidential Election Committee, Honorable Joe White, as he's popularly known. Talk to us about the mandate of this your committee.
well, largely our committee is to organize a presidential selection election to allow members to elect one person to lead the party in the next general elections. Largely, that's all there is about. We've taken our assignment very seriously. We're certain that we would not give anybody the reason to say the election is unfair, it is skewed in favor of A or in favor of B. And so we started with rules and regulations, which all contestants were given copies, we discussed together, and we all agreed that this will ensure fairness. So each one of the contestants, all their representatives, signed that we agree by this one. We followed to the next one. The most critical one was the album, the delegates list. And that the conference, the last conference, the decision was taken that the album that was used for the 2023 elections would be the same album that will be used. So we will not change anything in the album. But
if you are delegate and you voted 2023, you are qualified again to vote 2026.
yes, two things: some died, and some forfeited their membership subsequent to voting in 2023. So these were the two things that were likely to happen to the 2023 album. And then we also amended the constitution to give extra people a mandate to vote. So the former executives, former MPs, former parliamentary candidates, former ministers and deputy ministers who are card-holding members, because, you know, the president sometimes appoints people from outside the party, and former MMDCs, TESCON leaders, and even overseas executives. So the mandate was to compile that register separately and then clean up the existing one, taking out those who are dead and those who forfeited their membership.
With the national register, we usually do what's called exhibition. Did you do something like that?
Yes.
This cleanup?
Yes. First, after we did what we call verification. And that is how we managed to get those who are deceased and those who have lost, forfeited their membership. That exercise was done together with the contestants' representatives at every constituency. At every constituency, we send people, went to the constituency executive, and then the contestants each was asked to bring here a representative. They sat through the exercise together. The people we sent brought their report to us. The contestants' representatives sent their report to them. So when we finished that, we came and met here with the contestants' representatives, comparing the reports, each one. And after we had reconciled all the concerns raised here, concerns raised there, we finally got a final document which we all agreed to. Then we sent it back to the constituencies. It's called the exhibition. That was when we got the exhibition. Now, we said, check if your name is there. Check if somebody who is supposed to be there is not there. There are a few fallouts which are interesting. Some people in my own constituency, 2 people who were not dead were stamped dead.
So you still then send that?
Yes. So, yes. When those matters came up, we quickly verified them and cleared them. So, and all those exercises, we did them together with the representatives of the contestants. There are some people also who had brought petitions. I am a former executive. They've taken my name out. We investigate that. These people are not executives, but their name is there. We sit through, take evidence, verify, we fix them. This man, whose name appears here, he was my constituent. He did ABCD, he forfeited his membership. Oh, is that true? We take evidence from the parties, verify the situation, and when we are all satisfied, we either include or exclude the person. So when we concluded that exercise, then we started the printing of the register. Even that printing is done in their presence, their representatives. After that, we went and met the Electoral Commission because...
So wait, when you say printing the register, are you printing a national register or a constituency-based register?
It's a national register but broken up into constituencies, yes. So for each constituency, when it is printed, it's given to the representatives to vet, audit, and confirm that this is a true reflection of what we have agreed upon before we proceed.
So that's the voter album?
The voter album.
So you have that already?
That's done.
How does it look like? How many people are in there? How many people?
I can give you the summaries from here. If you take Ahafo region, the total delegates are 4,338. The whole of Ahafo. If you take Ashanti region, it's 36,626. If you take Bono, it's 7,871. If you take Bono East, it's 7,840. Take Central region, it's 18,718. Eastern region is 21,843. Greater Accra is 40,175. Oti is 5,495. Northing is 12,206. Northeast is 3,654. Savannah is 4,155. Upper East is 8,588. Upper West is 6,876. Volta is 12,589. Western is 14,132. Western North is 6,429. Then we have Region 17, which is the headquarters. There are 153 people to vote at the headquarters. And then in addition, we are adding the diasporans. There are 824 on the diasporan register. They will also vote at the headquarters. So the total is 211,849. All the total.
Greater Accra being the highest.
Yes,
20,000
yes.
Plus, while Ashanti takes 36,000.
36,000, that's right.
That's a very huge. 211,000. That's how many people you're expecting to vote on that day.
That's right.
Does it also include TESCOM? Because
Yes.
you are on TESCOM members.
The TESCON list, we have
TESCOM here is the tertiary education.
institution, yes.
Your youth wing, your students.
Yeah, our students group. Their total is 350, broken down into region by region. Each will vote in the constituency in which the institute they attend constitutes. I understand where the complaint is coming from. The committee made a ruling that there are some institutions where the leadership of TESCON were appointed, not elected. So the position was that, listen, anybody who was appointed after conference had been, the date for election has been announced, that's after conference, will not be permitted to vote in this election. That is what has generated a controversy. The National Youth Organizer is very agitated. Yesterday, we were called to a meeting of the NEC, and the General Secretary instructed us to add those lists. There are 58. So we'll do according to the instructions. The only thing is that we came to that conclusion to meeting with all the contestant representatives. So I'll write to the contestant representatives that following the instructions given by the National Executive Committee, these 58 people are being added to the album. So that
See trouble from that, or you think that
I hope not. I hope not.
that may throw a lot of things off here.
Unfortunately, I fear the numbers are not big, but I strive. We at the committee strove to avoid any basis for anybody claiming that something is skewed in favor of A or B. But the National Executive Committee thinks otherwise.
So you work for them, so whatever they say do is what you do.
Yes.
Even though you run your independent work, but their business and
Finally, it's like your decision is being referred to an appeal body. And what the appellate body says, you abide by it. Yes.
What about members who are abroad? Do you have a proxy voting?
No, we discussed that at length.
Why?
And we came to a conclusion that the risk of manipulation, of using people other than the real persons appointing proxies is high. And we didn't want anybody to say, oh, 50 people who are on the proxy voted for A or B and somebody skewed that. When we met, we took a notice of various examples given by those who were at the meeting. After we made that announcement, the National Executive came to meet with us. And even members of the National Executive gave examples of some misconduct using proxy. And so we thought that it was strategically safe.
So any delegate abroad, if they want to vote, they have to fly down.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. They knew that we hold elections in Ghana when they applied to be made delegates. They knew that.
So they should prepare to
They should. They should.
Now-
What I'll recommend after this, the committee, that the party must explore the probability of setting up an electronic voting system for them. I am told that NPP USA has that system that makes it possible for all members of the NPP USA across the country to vote electronically, and we should explore that opportunity to enable
On
us.
the TESCOM date, you are now going to write to the candidates and say to them that this was the party's instruction is. What if they return your letter saying they are not agreeing to that? What happens?
Well, is it for the contestant to make the rules? No.
Okay, but
The party makes the rules.
now if the contestants say, okay, these 58 people, we believe for some reason they are not qualified in the sense of the rules that we are working with, and that this amounts to shifting the goalpost in the middle of the competition or the tournament.
I'm sure that question will be referred to the National Executive Committee to answer.
I like how you're playing Pontius Pilate.
No, not playing Pontius Pilate. We took a position. The National Executive Committee disagrees with us. So it's like the appeal has gone there. If you want to appeal against that, you go to that location. Not the lower court which took the original decision. That's right.
So on Saturday, 31st, how is the election going to be conducted?
Yeah.
And is that also part of your, or that will be for the elections committee of the party?
Well, it is our responsibility, which we have assigned to the Electoral Commission, the experienced state organization that is responsible for
So they will conduct, the EC will conduct
the elections. They actually had given us the rules. We had a meeting with them. All the aspirant representatives were there. They shared the rules they will apply to us. We discussed it at length, and we agreed that on our parties, in our party's rules, one thing we have insisted that on that day, we will not expect any group to congregate anywhere. You walk in, vote, and leave.
Explain that congregation.
We don't want to see that in the constituency you all are sitting at one place. And in the past, what we used to do is to provide a shed or a canopy for you to wait under, and your names are called one after the other.
You don't want to do that?
No, we don't want to do that. You walk in with your ID. The register is there. Your ID will be used to verify you at the entrance.
Party ID?
Yeah, party ID will be taken. National ID will be taken. National ID is Ghana card. Yeah. If you bring a passport, it will be taken. Anything that will help identify you as a person in the register, then.
Would there be biometric verification like we do for the general elections?
No.
This is not up to that.
No. Well,
So identify yourself.
identify yourself.
One polling station per constituency or several polling stations?
No, one polling station per constituency.
So for instance, your constituency, the capital is Bekwai.
Bekwai,
The
yeah.
voting center will be there.
At Bekwai, yes.
People from villages of your constituency will all have to come.
You come there. That's
What if I decide to back those people and bring them? You are saying you don't want to come?
No, we discourage that. We've actually it's part of the rules we shared. We don't want anybody to provide any such.
They'll be coming with buses.
Do they have to come in buses?
My constituency shout to Atukari is part of it. It's far from Lodowa. By all means, they should organize themselves, take one bus.
Why should they?
If they have to check
And when they are going to the market, do they?
what is the party activity? They want
It
to-
is, but we want everybody to come on his own, like you're going to do your own trade.
But that would be difficult.
It shouldn't be. Just as people travel in and out every day, it shouldn't be. We don't want people to be.
Does it mean that if someone brings a bus there, they are going to disqualify those who have brought in the bus, or they are going to take issue with the one who brought them? How are we going to deal with it?
We have given them the rules, so we know that they won't. But I know that sometimes people will arrange some small vehicles. In any case, it's those small buses that travel with them anyway. So if 10 of them meet at the station and they come one bus, you don't complain. What we don't want is for one candidate to provide a provided buses. So you bring problems when those things.
Feeding them at the voting center.
We are not. The voting time should not take more than 5 minutes. You go to in.
For a long journey. I don't know the remotest part of your constituency, but the person comes there, they are hungry, they are thirsty. Give them water and food.
No. At my constituency, which one is it? In Treku. In Treku to Bekwai will take about 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's all.
And you come 40 minutes, at most 20 minutes, you are finished voting on your way back. That's not a situation that we should
But it
provide.
won't happen. It's bound to happen, and if it happens, how will you deal with that?
Well, this is a public place. Water is sold all around. Food is sold anywhere. So we don't want you to feel as an everyday person coming to do your own business. We don't want anybody to take responsibility for any such thing. Because generally,
But if it happens, I want to know if it happens, would you bite anybody, or you just back?
we don't think that anyone. You see, the election is on Saturday. If you have anything to give anybody give it to him on Friday. If you want to give him money for food, go and give it to him in his house.
So you can't trust that he'll come and vote for yourself, so you have to wait.
Even if you give him food next to the polling booth, you can't trust that he will vote for you.
No, so that's how I'll wait till he finishes voting, then when he comes and I'll give it to you.
when he finishes voting. That is outside our perimeter. We are not interested.
So you don't have a problem so far as it doesn't need and they won't do
Well, yes, when you leave the voting arena, you're on your own. What you do there is none of our business.
Voting starts what time?
7 a.m.,
And ends what time?
2 p.m.
Everybody must have finished by then.
By
Then
2
what
p.m.
happens to how do you move your results?
There is all the voting will be completed 7 p.m. to be sorted on site. 2 p.m. to be sorted on site at the polling station, counted, and the results for the constituency is declared at the polling station. Once it is declared, the district election officer who is in charge there will then transmit the result to the EC regional office.
This transmission, is it done the way we do our election where we carry a ballot box with pink sheets and take it there? Or they send
No,
results?
they'll send electronic results, but the ballot paper and things will be kept at the district office, right? And
So
then
we're not going to have a collation, original collation,
the regional office will collate all the results they have received.
but
So,
it will be electronic.
electronic
So we have original collation
center, yes,
So-
at the EC,
or the EC.
yes,
So in Greater Accra, the collation will happen at the old
at the EC
regional
office. That's right.
Each region will have that.
That,
There will be
yes.
agents.
Agents of the yes, and after that, then they will transmit to their corporate head office. All the regions one will come, and then the corporate head office will collate that.
Electoral commission.
Electoral Commission will then announce the results.
Okay, so you are not going to stage the announcement at a place, say like a stadium where you have a big platform where people want.
That is just inauguration of the person who has won.
Would that be happening?
We'll do that here at the party head office.
This is your place exclusive.
Well, unfortunately, that is what we can afford now.
Is it too late to make an addendum to your amendment?
Our budget to determine it.
Let's say that the government should sponsor that. Because
Hello. We should sympathize with them. The amount of money they are spending is a lot. It's a lot.
So the Electoral Commission announced at the EC head office.
Yes,
And said that as soon as you have got this ABCD and this person has won,
that's right.
then when do you come in?
Right. Once that has been announced, they'll bring the results to us, and then we will arrange the meeting here, in which we will inaugurate the person who has won and show him or her, in fact, it's all him, and show him to the public. We expect that the other 4 contestants will be here, and they will also announce and pledge their loyalty in accordance with the peace pact we all signed. And then from that on, the party will be ready to go for the 2028 election.
You mentioned the peace pact, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about, but that will be after this break. This is face-to-face on Channel 1 television. I'm Umar Salam. Joe Wise is my guest. And I've said that he has the wife to the name. I'm not going to say what she's like. Now, he's chairman of the NPP Primaries.
We are gearing up for the trip of a lifetime. Heritage Caravan 2026. From 1st to 8th March 2026, 8 days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We're touring Ghana in the most spectacular way on the Heritage Caravan, exploring the beauty, history, and stories that make our nation unique. Rolling out from Greater Accra through Eastern and OT, up north to the Northern and Upper East, and all the way to the Western region, hitting iconic destinations across Ghana. The Heritage Caravan 2026 will be fun, educative, refreshing, and most of all, remarkable. Stay connected. Follow Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM across all social media platforms for updates, and join the conversation using the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2026. The Heritage Caravan 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM, and it's proudly sponsored by Hollard Insurance, Piva Beverages, Omni Basic Bank, Caveman Watches, Gino, and Didi Shito, and it's supported by Nanes Rice. Heritage Caravan 2026, experience Ghana like never before.
Yeah. The idea is that as at the time we're doing the peace pact, we wanted the contestants to acknowledge publicly that the processes so far has been inclusive, transparent, and fair. And that after the election, the contestants will accept the results that's declared, and that they will pledge to support whoever wins the candidate, and henceforth will continue to be part of the election led by the person who will be elected. These are basically
an affirmation that they agree with the process and they're happy to accept.
Yeah.
Did you have a clause in there that said regardless of what happens?
No.
Okay. Did you send this to them ahead of time before Thursday, or you only showed it to them on Thursday?
No. We send a copy to each of the contestants ahead of time.
How ahead of time was it?
3 days before, we said, yes.
You sent it to them personally or their agents?
Some of them received them personally, others it was their agents.
So all of them got it?
Yes.
We saw Kennedy Japan in a video which suggested that he had a difficulty signing, and later were told by his handlers and members that he did not see the document. In fact, we interviewed, is it Martin, is it? And he said to us that the man had not seen the document. He perused it there and realized that there were a few issues in there, and that is why he contested.
I have heard that interviewed. I'm so disappointed in somebody. Let me be blunt. Lawyers should speak to facts and reality, right? I don't think he spoke to Honorable Kennedy Japan before he granted the interview, or the gentleman Rocky, because he saw that myself and Rocky were the last people to talk to Kennedy Japan. The issue Ken raised was that we say that he should accept the results, but he, in this 2023 elections, when he was going around this time, one constituency, they told him that he got 3 votes, but what they recorded for him was 0. So what if that happens? Then I told him that this same issue was raised by Rocky. Rocky was standing by me at the meeting with the Electoral Commission. And the Electoral Commission and myself all made a firm commitment that if we have evidence that anything untoward had been done which affects the integrity of the election, we'll cancel it. Subsequent to that, I granted an interview to GNA, and I made the same point. The day before yesterday, I granted an interview on PM Express, and I made the same provision. So I said, oh, okay, then let me repeat it here. That was what happened. It was not with anything with the text or that he hadn't seen, because Rocky was there pointing that thing out to him. So because Rocky confirmed that indeed that matter had been raised with the Electoral Commission, he didn't find it difficult. He only wanted me to repeat it on this room.
But if he was raising that concern at that time, he could have done it before the ceremony, which presupposes then that he did not see it early enough.
That would not be our fault. He gave it 2 people in his team. Gave one to Rocky, gave one to this Takrady man. He used to be on the
former General Secretary?
No, he was regional secretary of his name has eluded. Yes, and lost. Yes, he gave a copy to him also, and this was before BCU. Yes, we gave copies to the 2 of them. So it is not correct for anybody to say that you're seeing that for the first time. If you're seeing that for the first time, it's probably because his own agents did not show it to him. But I believe...
But that's took away something from your peace.
Did it? As far as I'm concerned, the explanation that we gave him was satisfactory. And that's why he signed it.
So
Yes.
you signed it unconditionally?
No, he didn't give us any condition. All he wanted to hear was that what we had agreed with the EC, what I had announced 2 previous public statements, I'll repeat it here.
So if in a constituency there's a disagreement, how do you plan to deal with it before the result is transmitted to the region? If an agent does not sign, does it nullify the result?
No, that is not the rule. Now, if there's disagreement, it is expected that the EC will be the one who will resolve it. If still it is not satisfactory, it is the chairman of the electoral commission and us who look at the evidence. If we are satisfied that whatever it was affect the integrity of the election, as I've announced and others, we will annul the results. And if that will affect the total outcome, then we'll have to hold the election in that place again.
So it cannot be that one candidate's agent has failed to sign in a constituency, so that result is invalid. You still transmit it.
Yes, but if you have a complaint, bring it out to be investigated. It should not be sufficient. Indeed, when Rocky brought that matter up at the meeting with the EC asked, did you report to us? And all the people asked. Nobody had brought any such report at the election. So you're raising it 2 years after. So it became new. And then the EC said, if you bring the information to me and it is justifiable, we'll deal with it. And I affirm that.
The 5 candidates in the race, have they told you of their trust in your independence and neutrality in this exercise?
Each one of them, at the meeting with the EC, made it clear that they have worked with us. They are so far very satisfied with what we have done. So they are pleading with the EC, taking up my vote.
You should also do so if you believe that this is the man who will lead your party out of
In that case, then I've lost my right to be on this committee.
So don't you think that maybe you should not vote? I recall some time back, was it Afarajan or Charlotte Osei who said they were not going to vote, and people thought that was a better thing than
Really?
saying that she was going to vote. People thought that the electoral chair should not vote at all. I don't know. Do you think that it doesn't matter?
At all. I'm entitled to vote. I've never discussed my preference publicly. And then, for me, I take this work more seriously than anything. Indeed, Professor Makukwe put it bluntly. He said, Osei Owusu I know. If he thought that he cannot do it succinctly, he would rather not take it. This election is not about me. It's about NPP. It's about the integrity of the process by which we are selecting a leader. If through me, my misconduct, anything goes wrong, I have botched the country's future. And I'd rather sacrifice my life than do anything which compromises my party's future.
Is Honorable Kennedy, before your former colleague in Parliament, going to be a handful for you, or is he already a handful for you?
I don't understand. When it comes to our work, he has not been a handful at all. He's been very cooperative. I mean, his agents. And for almost all the meetings, he has more agents than the others. But the work, we moved very systematically. We negotiate and reach consensus on every matter before we move through. We don't always start at the same level. But after we've gone through the rules, discussion, and fast, we always came to the conclusion.
Based on what you saw at the peace pact signing, do you trust that he will give you the fullest cooperation on election day?
Well, I don't expect any cooperation. I expect you to play by the rules. And on that day, the only challenge I fear may be the so-called macho men disrupting the elections. So far, we've heard him make comments that he has heard other people planning and that you show them, you see who. So I called all the 5 of them, their representatives here, and asked them, I've heard this. Does any of you have any reason to mistrust the police? We had a joint discussion. They all agreed that it's not as it appears in public. So we used that to work with the electoral commission, with the police. And so if you see the numbers, the police is prepared for any outcomes. You heard the IGP yesterday. They are truly prepared for any outcomes. Notwithstanding that, we've also have intel from certain people who discuss them with the police so they prepare for any such.
Chairman, we wish you all the best and thank you so much for the opportunity to have a conversation.
I thank you so much for helping me disseminate information on this. Very good.
Joseph Osei Owusu, former member of